And we're back, and it's the beginning of the end. The final battle is finally here. Now, I was going to prepare for this. I was like, I'm going to catch up on the manga, I'm going to watch some clips, I'm going to get some notes on the series wrap-up, and I do not have the time. I didn't have the time to do any of that, let alone spend more time on this, because I want to get this all done by the time Connections comes out, and I got 2 days to edit and put up the entire Let's Play, and I haven't even done the DLC yet. So, no, we're going. After taking on Kaguya Otsutsuki and bringing the goddess down, now it's come to Naruto and Sasuke. They gotta hash things out as the wrap-up approaches. So I'm gonna have so much to say and so much to analyze at the end of this, and it's just gonna get so lost. Naruto and Sasuke.
Now, I'm returning to the other side, too. But before I leave, I want to ask you something. Naruto.
What was that
and
jutsu
Sasuke,
used on my mother?
after fighting my mother, Kaguya, did your answers change?
Mine hasn't. For a very long time. My wish has always been to protect my friends.
Oh, he's lost like a little string on his little arm strap.
Ah, that reminds me. What happened to all the people who got hypnotized by the infinite Tsukuyomi? I want to hurry up and save them all.
Undoing the jutsu is a simple thing. With your tailed beast chakra, Naruto, and your Rinnegan, Sasuke, you simply need to make the Ko-seal.
So them teaming up can save the world.
Surprisingly easy. Sasuke.
Yeah.
What about you? The answer you gave back then.
I don't mind if you free them. But only after I execute the 5 Kage while they're still hypnotized.
What?
Sasuke, that's not very
Sasuke,
very neighborly.
Are you still planning on getting revenge?
Sasuke, what do you want? What do you desire from the end of this battle? I want to know the honest truth.
The previous Kage are the ones who created this situation. I'm going to become the Hokage and change the village.
And the Hokage you become, what exactly will that be?
If you really want to know, I'll tell you.
That's why he's asking.
It's true that up until now, destruction and revenge were my only goals. But that's changed. I'm going to destroy and then rebuild. I'm going to create a village, a world without darkness. In other words, what I wish for is revolution. Planetary devastation!
No!
Kurama!
Naruto!
I'm going to save you! Just hold on for a second!
Let me get this sorted out. So yeah. Sasuke, we'll get there.
Now no one is left to stand in my way. Besides you, Naruto.
Just like
I suppose
always.
It really was too good to be true. Indra and Asura will always follow the same paths.
Naruto is oddly not surprised by this.
The brothers' battle is going to end here.
You know where we need to go, right?
I know there's nothing I can do.
He's just gonna keep on walking.
How much I care about him. How much I love him. I can't follow him. I can't die with him. Even now, all I can do is stamp my feet and cry. I'm so pathetic.
You got a lot of stuff to work out, girl, honestly.
But Sasuke, if you have even the tiniest spot in your heart for me, then please don't go off somewhere again.
You really are annoying.
She's okay.
You didn't have to use genjutsu on her as well!
Sakura just wanted to save you. You tried to kill her once. And she still just keeps shedding tears for you. Because loving you is torturing her.
That may just be a chain from our failed past.
Sasuke.
Sorry, there's a lot to talk about here, but we'll hold off on it. Don't worry, I got this. I'll get this sorted out, as usual.
Promise Sakura. A long time ago. That I'd bring you back to the village. Sensei, you know what my ninja way is, right? Here I go!
Yeah, I'm counting on you.
You don't have any parents or siblings. How could you understand? You've been alone from the very beginning. What could you possibly understand about me, huh?
I've already severed my bond with you. I told you already, you have no siblings or parents. You couldn't possibly understand. This is none of your business!
Yeah, again, sorry, I got a lot I want to talk about, but it's like, we should wait. We should wait. There's a lot to discuss, a lot of things.
I knew you'd be here. This sure brings back memories, Sasuke.
Just like before, you're going to lose here.
I won't let you land any of the punches you did last time. And I won't hand the title of Hokage to you either. You don't understand what it means to be the Hokage.
I told you, what I desire is revolution.
A complete dismantling of the old
The
system.
Hokage I speak of is nothing like yours. Itachi Uchiha. My brother was born in the shadows, and protected the village from the shadows. You understand how he lived, right? That's the Hokage I want to become.
Sorry.
Moving in the darkness. Caring about the village, accepting all the hatred, and working for peace. To that end, it doesn't matter how much I have to dirty my hands. I'll accept all the hatred that's born from that. I don't have a father, a mother, or a brother. I'm all alone. I can carry the hatred all by myself. Yes, the Hokage I want to be will burn down the darkness of all 5 Kage with his own flames, then feast on the ashes to survive.
You're completely misunderstanding how Itachi lived! There are some things you can't do alone. Like in the battle with Kaguya!
Things won't always go well.
I'll figure it out.
These 2 statues. And us. Like us brothers. In the end, what this world needs is revolution. I'll take care of all the darkness from the past and restart things with a pure, unwritten future.
Are you saying you're going to cut off all your memories of Team 7?
Yes. I'm going to cut off my past.
I won't let you do that! I learned everything from people of the past! It's because I had my friends that I was able to keep moving forward! They're what created the me that's here now! I'm never gonna let you cut that away!
Then, you must know what you need to do. Naruto!
Sasuke!
Alrighty, here we go. Okay, yeah, so Sasuke, what is the Hokage? Okay, you know what? Sorry, yeah. What is the Hokage? It's the one who keeps the peace from the darkness. It is what Itachi ended up becoming. Because, at least in Sasuke's... didn't touch the controller for so long, it actually went dark for a second. But, from Sasuke's perspective, Itachi kept the peace of the village far better than anyone who actually ran it, like Hiruzen, like Minato, like, Tsunade now. Because, he did, sacrifice so much and, sacrifice so much for the village that he cared about, even though it meant, killing all of his entire family and all his relatives and his entire clan, being hated by everyone else, including his last remaining relative, and, being considered a traitor and a martyr despite being such a great and selfless ninja. And something, I'm trying to remember where it was, but like Sasuke talking to, I think Tobirama, and it's just sort of like, my brother embodied more of what Hashirama embodied more of what what Hashirama believed in than anyone else. And like Hashirama said, a ninja is one who endures to achieve their goals, and it's Itachi who endured everything to make sure, Sasuke was safe and that the village he cared about was safe. And so, yeah, taking out all the other Kages and then just being... kind of just like being the bomb, the only bomb left in the world to just completely dismantle everything, being the one that's hated, being the common enemy that everyone rallies against in order to, come to peace. Very, what was it? I guess in a way, kind of Watchmen, Ozymandias kind of way. Not quite accurate, but here we go.
That's right. All of that is meaningless to me.
What about Sakura? She never stopped!
Well,
Memories and love are only chains. Idealistic things that have no place in my revolution.
No place? Enough of that crap, Sasuke!
we're kind of playing on unfair ground here. See, he uses lightning jutsu, and we're on water, so he gets a damage bonus. I think I was going to talk about that earlier, but then I forgot.
Die here, Naruto! Burn away!
Haha, in your face.
Tail beats
No,
I just need to defeat you and my dreams will come true.
this is like the only other level where wall combat's a thing.
Just as stubborn as ever.
Thank you.
That's my ninja way! You should know that by now!
No, I was gonna say something that they added in this game was like elemental effects. So you know, you use lightning style jutsu while on water, it gets a damage bonus. You use fire style jutsu on somebody, they burn for a little bit. You use water style on water, the water style gets stronger, and that's it. Because like, kind of cool, kind of undercooked, because not every element's being represented equally.
And then no one will be able to stand in the way of my revolution.
Because we still got one half of Kurama. And that is such a cool shot in, you know, such a great panel in the manga. Those two fists clashing. Sorry. They kind of really didn't linger on it here. Sasuke's got his own true secret orbs in a way. Now that is awesome. That is such an underappreciated thing. Sorry.
No, you won't. Kurama and I are gonna stop you! We're going to protect history.
He just knew that was gonna work.
Our allies and everyone else, including... you, of course!
I swear I hit the button and it just didn't register. Well, we still won. Or we still got the secret factor. Oh, jeez! The almighty scream. Alrighty. So, yeah, part 1. Whee! Oh, that was a rough landing. Ah, jeez.
Now I'm all alone.
What's wrong? Don't tell me you've given up already. Is it really that easy for you two to sever your connection? It isn't, is it?
Just like Obito and me, your connection with Sasuke can't be severed that easily.
If we could work it out, you can too.
You didn't just reconnect Kakashi and me. My heart was so hardened, yet you. And it wasn't just me. You opened up a lot of other people's hearts as well.
That's why he's so endearing.
Enemies.
I don't care what people say. Talk no Jutsu's awesome. Anyways.
People surrounded by hatred. People who rejected the other villages. People who were hurting inside. Even the tailed beasts. You were even capable of solving the problems of the world itself. Now, there's only one person left. It should be easy for you to save a stubborn friend. Right?
Yeah, you'll be fine. Remember that you bear the encouragement of all those people on your shoulders. The connections you've made with your teachers and your peers. The hopes of your friends. If you don't have enough power, then just borrow it from their hands. Because, Naruto, that's all the power that you created.
Your heart isn't dead yet.
If he's submerging himself in darkness, then just use your hands to pull him back up.
Throw him in that
If he
sunshine.
tries to shake you off, then scream to wake him up.
There's no such thing as a feeling that cannot be conveyed.
Everyone believes in you, Naruto.
You make the impossible possible.
Naruto, that's why.
You need to get back up already!
Don't be afraid to look stupid as you struggle.
That is the Naruto we all know!
The stupid looking one.
You can do it, Naruto!
Connections don't disappear.
You need to harden your fist and stand up again!
Keep that fire in your eyes! Let out a roar!
Come on. Sasuke's waiting for you.
Go to him, Naruto. This is all for your sake.
For the sake of the future! For the sake of your friend! Forward!
Naruto.
Part of me really wish he just smashed his face into the ground. I'm back.
Not yet.
Time on.
I'm not letting you leave just yet. Sasuke!
Why? Over and over. Over and over and over. Why do you keep doing this? What's wrong with you? Just what are you?
You know the answer.
I told you I can't leave you alone, remember?
You're still saying that? After all this? I told you already. I have no intention of going back!
And I told you that I have no intention of giving up! It doesn't matter what you say to me. I'll never change my mind. I'm just gonna keep reaching out my hand to you. Until the very end. Until I reach you.
My will won't change either. I'm going to cut you down in order to end the path I've walked so far.
I won't give up on you! In order to keep my path connected!
Neither of us has much power left. Yes, this is the true end.
So I want to say, you know, the whole leaf and the cut leaf, and then they crossed over, kind of like the, you know, little hand sign they do at the beginning of combat. Anyways, moving on. We're gonna just go through this.
Enough already! Just let me cut you down!
You can't cut your connection to me.
You each in this connection, Nat. Just shut up already! Connections are what make this world.
You talk about friendship. You have more friendship speeches. Damn it, I flubbed it. I was gonna say you have more friendship speeches than Taya from Yu-Gi-Oh.
Connection to you is the most irritating one of all! Why didn't you just cut me off when I went into the darkness?
How could I? You were like a brother to me. All right. My body and my heart just act on their own. I just kept thinking, hoping that you wouldn't have to be all alone.
Come on, I just want to punch him. Ow. There we go. I forgot that was even a requirement, but I just wanted to hit him with it. Whee!
Right here!
Sasuke.
Right there!
And back to when they fought, you know, at the bridge after Danzo died.
One bad move, and I could have been exactly like you. And I was always alone. I felt better knowing there was someone like me out there. I was happy. I wanted to be your friend, be around you sooner. But I didn't. I was also jealous of you. You were good at everything. So I decided you'd be my rival. You were my goal. You always have been.
I've heard this speech so many times because I was trying to, you know, I had to replay this match like so many times trying to get the S rank.
Chasing after you. I wanted to be like you. So, Sasuke, I've never actually said it before, but I'm happy. Happy I knew you.
Naruto, no matter what you say now, I'm not changing. I'm still going to.
You beat him up so much, we gotta wait till the conversation catches up.
Including you. Either defeat me and become the hero who saves the village, or fall to me and just be known as a pitiful loser. Those are your only choices.
I'm not gonna be a loser, or the hero who defeated you. I won't be
I'm
either.
just gonna keep the beat down up.
Right here! What do you want? Right here! I'm going to beat you here. Just like I did before. You're going to lose. Without ever matching up to me.
You know that I'm different from how I was back then, don't you? I won't lose anymore.
No. You haven't changed. That's what's irritating me so much. You've always been the same. Attitude of yours has never changed. Damn it!
Transition. Hold on, sorry. That's a cool, you know. People love this fight for good reason because, yeah, they just keep swapping between all the different fights.
I knew it. Right from the beginning. We never actually said it, but we're friends. So I don't want to give you to Orochimaru!
Why, Naruto?
Use Chidori.
Why would you go so far for me?
Because this is the first bond I've ever had like this. That's why I'll do anything I can to stop you.
A bond?
Chidori.
If that's how it is,
Up.
then I'll just have to sever that bond.
Oh, I'm running low on health.
Can't get away from me! Too slow!
Too slow!
Can't get away from me! What?
I'm trying to remember, isn't like the secret factor? There's so many secret factors, I'm trying to remember what the details are. Hold on a second. It's not telling you.
What?
All right. I'm hoping I get them all.
Only you worked here. If only you'd never been born.
Too bad for you, I've been by your side from the very start. I'm stubborn, remember? I won't give up until you give up. Hang on!
Right here. You. Naruto!
Jerk!
And this is awesome here.
What are you doing?
Eh.
I'm sick of watching you act all cool every day. You really piss me off.
Huh? You're the one to talk. You're the one who's always doing stupid stuff. Just looking at you pisses me off.
Oh, we're not allowed to use ninja tools. He can't even chakra dash because he has no idea what he's doing.
How petty can you be? You should be ashamed of yourself.
Huh. I'm not ashamed at all. You're the one who's always sulking all the time. Just looking at you pisses me off.
Huh?
You should play more with the rest of us. If you just played with us a little more. Whoa, wait, what am I saying? Stupid.
What are you saying?
Did you just confuse yourself? You really make no sense.
Sorry, this is adorable. Just like little, you know, Babu Ninja going at it. And the transition that happens always catches people off guard. Ah, jeez. You just see how battle damaged the UI is. It's so good. Ah, jeez. Oh, no. Yeah, we're so tired we can't even use jutsu or anything. Can't even hold the knife. Uh-oh. Ah. All right. Fine. Ah, shoot. Oh, no. And yeah, just this, and that's how it devolves. From them just using everything they got until this, where they can just barely move and they're still fighting. It just is such a viscerally, you know, rough match. Oh, jeez. Hup. Can't even charge chakra. One more time. Okay, we did get all the secret actions. Okay, just try to be sure. Let's try this again. The art style is so good in this. Ooh. That rock just did not even give.
Let's...
One more time.
Finish this. This battle...
performing that ninja combat hand seal to wrap it up. To start it with the leaves, to wrap it up with their little selves. There's so much here. Sasuke going by everybody. He's leaving behind, as he descends. Naruto being lifted up by everyone who's supporting him.
See? If you move, the wound will open.
Why are you so obsessed?
What a day, am I right?
With standing in my way. I acquired this strength so I could cut everything off and enter the darkness. Naturally, everyone tried to break their bonds with me at least once. But you never did.
You pain in the ass.
Why are you so determined to stay involved with me?
Huh. How many times do I have to tell you? Don't you get it by now?
Just answer me.
Because we're friends.
No matter how many times you ask, his answer remains the same.
To you.
You can't explain something like that with words. But whenever I see you trying to carry everything on your shoulders like that, it hurts. It hurts so bad that I just can't ignore you.
Naruto. I know that you've always been alone. Just like me, you felt alienated in the village. But unlike me, you did stupid things to try and get people's attention. Back then, I thought you were an idiot, a weakling.
I was right, but...
Deep down inside, I was interested in you too. Then we both grew and ended up on the same team. I did missions together with you, while you kept going on and on about how you wanted to become the Hokage. And as I felt us growing stronger together, I decided that I wanted to fight you someday. Then, I started to see Team 7 as my own family. That's why, whenever I saw you in pain, yes, I also...
He felt the same way. Sorry.
I understood your pain. That's when I first thought of you as a friend. But in return, as I saw you grow exponentially strong, I just couldn't ignore you. You had a strength that I lacked. You were always walking in front of me. Just like my brother did.
And that's something Sakura says about both of them, so interesting parallel there too.
And the same is true today. You.
Sorry.
Guess it's too soon for you to move. Just when I thought I could punch you to wake you up.
How long has it been? A while.
Huh? What?
You still want to keep fighting?
Of course, I'll fight you as many times as...
I accept it.
Huh?
I lost.
You idiot! This isn't about winning or losing!
I'll bite your
My
face
friend was
off.
sulking, so I just thought I'd punch him to wake him up, that's all.
Hey, Naruto. I accept you. If I die here, the chain of war that's been continuing since the time of the Sage of the Six Paths will come to an end. This is another type of revolution. I'll decide this issue myself, once and for all.
How can you decide anything by dying? You might as well live on and help me instead, if you're just gonna do that. What I want to do is cooperate with all the shinobi. Including you, of course.
Who says everyone else will agree to that?
Oh, come on. Go on, spout some more crap like that. I'll punch you again.
There's no telling when I may stand up to defy you again in the future.
You won't do this kind of thing anymore.
How can you be sure of that?
Don't make me repeat myself!
Just what are you?
We're friends!
Why are you so obsessed with me?
Because we're friends!
Why are you so determined to stay involved with me?
How many times do I have to tell you? Don't you get it by now?
Just answer me.
No matter how many times he asks, the answer is always the same.
Come on. You're the one who still doesn't get it. Now that I think about it, I guess you always have been surprisingly dense.
Shut up, you loser.
Yeah, you know, because of censorship and everything, well, I suppose, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But yeah, their arms didn't make it.
I'm not gonna lose to you!
Say whatever you want, you brain-dead loser.
Enough, Naruto. Shut up already.
Why are you taking his side? Yeah, hold on. And, you know, the hands of Hashirama and Madara as well. The cross sign, the battle is ended. Sorry, there's so much good symbolism. Sorry, I'm into that. There is so much here that I care about so much and appreciate so much. Okay, while credits are rolling. So yeah, the battle with Naruto and Sasuke, all of that, so much going on. As we're just kind of getting like a little series recap. So yeah, sorry, the battle of Naruto and Sasuke, it's just like, there's so much to go over, I'm already losing it. But again, so Sasuke's ideal, you know, ideal of a ninja, ideal of what a Hokage should be is, you know, one who takes all the suffering. In a way, kind of what Madara was planning, but in a different way. Because, you know, Madara just wanted to put everybody in stasis. Meanwhile, yeah, Sasuke's plan seems to be, we'll join everyone to, or we'll find peace by, sorry. Well, yeah, I explained it earlier, but yeah, just Naruto and Sasuke battling. Sorry, so many cool symbolic moments as we're going over their fights. And yeah, that final battle is the best thing because yeah, as you just keep transitioning between the different versions of when they were fighting and how they were going, and something that was talked about and something I was going to bring up, but something Sasuke said, or, way back in the first, battle they had at the end of the, Naruto Classic, if you will, is, it's like when two ninjas of equal level, sorry, I got so much to say. When two ninjas of equal level are battling, they can apparently read each other's minds. And, chakra being this connecting force of, between everybody, especially Naruto and Sasuke are able to feel each other's emotions by fighting. But that's kind of how Naruto worked with everybody else. And everyone connected to his chakra with the Nine Tails and giving him all that, they were able to tap into his emotions and see stuff. Same with Obito, where by connecting to Obito's chakra when they were pulling the tail piece out of him, Naruto was able to see all the deepest things about him. And here, Naruto and Sasuke, same thing, where their fist clashing is literally like, radiating their emotions as they're, understand each other and where they're coming from. And the thing about Sasuke is, because with Sasuke, the thing is, there is so much, I don't have time, I cannot go through all that in the credits of this, but the thing is, Sasuke felt the same way as Naruto, and Naruto being able to put it into words is what finally, connected with him. As seeing, Naruto as this screw up, and yet he still tried so hard, Sorry, I'm trying to think of, where to begin. There's so much. Because I got a lot to say about Sasuke. Because Sasuke, especially, the chapter, when he's talking about all that, and talking about, it's Naruto, I know how you feel. I remember seeing, loads of videos and loads of think pieces of just sort of, Sasuke just, elevated himself to, being completely sympathetic and just, rocking the entire, everyone's perception of him in a very good way. And... there's also something I want to credit because I keep forgetting. Yuri Lowenthal, at least as the English dub voice actor, kills it. He has such a good performance as Sasuke in in this, the anime. Just when Yuri Lowenthal goes hard, he goes hard. And just so much of, Sasuke's emotions gets portrayed in so subtle ways, like when Sakura was calling out to him. And, Sasuke, it's you're so annoying, but he didn't, there was a twinge to it, a somber thing, and he didn't look happy saying it. Because that's the thing, even when he said, it's I'm all alone, it sounds like it's finally hitting him of what he's done. It's something he planned on doing, what he wanted to do, but... now that he really is all alone, it's well, my only friend is gone. I now have no connections, no one to stop me, no other connections to hold on to, because without him, what do I have left? But as he keeps coming back, and it's just why? Why do you care so much? And you're my friend, and I can't let you go like that, because... when you're in trouble, I want to help. So, that's kind of what Sasuke asked. It's, what is a friend to you? And Naruto kind of explains, just it's someone you want to see succeed, that you don't want to see hurt, that you want to help out when they're in trouble. And it reached him because that's how he felt too at one point. And I got a lot to say about, Sasuke and his whole character transition, because people like to just reduce him to just oh, he was the terrorist who didn't deserve a redemption arc. And it's just sort of okay, there's a lot more going on, to be fair, because it's more, okay. And that sounds like apologetics, but at the same time, it's, okay, bonds. And it's weird, but as they actually lose their arms, and they lose those arms, and they're kind of all blacked out because of game censorship stuff, which fine.
We used to be all alone, starving for love. Children who were festering with hatred. We went our separate ways and fought.
Sorry, taking a drink.
But Naruto, you never cut me off. You just kept moving closer to my heart. Even though it would have made sense for you to attack me with hatred. You told me I was your friend. And no matter how much I hurt you, you accepted me as one. I was only saved thanks to you. We used to do nothing but quarrel. Now, we can feel the pain of each other's hearts. And this isn't just between us. It may be something that can be said in a much larger scope.
To be honest, you should have been thrown in jail for what you did.
To say the
The
least.
reason you were pardoned is because you made a great contribution to stopping the infinite Tsukuyomi.
You saved the world, so I
Don't
think you get
forget
a
that
little
me
bit of
becoming the sixth
amnesty.
Hokage and Naruto's appeals were a big part of that as well.
Also, yeah, Kakashi got promoted,
Don't
as he
do anything
deserved.
too crazy anymore, or else I'll have to take responsibility for it.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
Do you really have to go?
He sounds like he doesn't mean it, but he totally
No.
does.
I want to know how the Shinobi world, how this world looks to me.
Long hair Sakura is so cute.
What if I asked you if I could come along?
You two need more screen
This
time
is
together.
also a journey of repentance. You have nothing to do with my sins.
Nothing to do with them, huh?
See you later. Thanks.
I gotta talk about them too. I'll get it. I'll get there.
You still have that?
I'm giving it back.
How about I keep it until our next battle? But I could never do things like you could. It was never that easy for me. That emotion felt like a prayer. I'll just have to bear this until I can really do it. And the ones who have been tasked with that are us.
Naruto.
Ninja.
Look at the biggest dumb smile. Sorry. It's just so, seeing the end of all this, you know, it's getting to me.
There is a change
Because
that
this is such a
began
nostalgic
from
thing for
creation
me, and, you know, seeing
continued
the
through the
conclusion when it
Otsutsuki,
happened, it
never
meant a lot.
ceasing. People became shinobi and created clans and villages, even during peaceful interludes. The flames of war never died out, but grew ever stronger, along with hatred. And so, those two continued to face each other, fighting on and on. However, a single ninja was able to sever that chain and cultivate a new future. He created best friends, followed them, challenged them, and connected them. His will gradually came to encompass all shinobi, the world, and all its hatred, until it came to reveal a new path. Here, the handbook that encompasses everything about the way of the shinobi reaches its conclusion. Now, it's time to give that handbook a title. And so it will be named The Tale of Naruto Uzumaki.
It's a good tale. I'll stand by a lot of things in that tale. But there we go. Yeah, a big freaking battle. Because, yeah, the fight itself is awesome. Because it's just like, it's the culmination of so much that they've done together. And, you know, just it all comes to a head. And, you know, this version of the fight's really cool, obviously, but, yeah, the anime fight is really good. It is, you know, I debate with myself, it's like, is it the best in the franchise? It might fall behind a certain fight from Boruto, but still. And there's just so much there, because the fight is so cool, because once it kicks off, it's just, like, silent for a while. It's just, like, all you hear is, like, you know, the sounds of punches connecting and just like cool details like, you know, Sasuke specifically trying to keep Naruto from weaving hand signs to use shadow clones. And, you know, it's just such a neat detail that he knows what to focus on, because it's like once he gets shadow clones out, he can do so many other things. And just like how that fight progresses is so cool. And then, yeah, as it just goes into like a drag out knockout battle, as they just get so worn down, they can't even use jutsu anymore to an extent. And it's just like such a visceral beat down as they're both just worn down to almost nothing. It's just such a meaty, a meaty, I'm trying to find another word, punchy fight, as it were. With, you know, and a couple of more twists and turns, Sasuke stealing some chakra from Naruto, but that ended up not working. One scene where Naruto just, like, trips, trying to land a Rasengan that probably would have ended the fight, but he's just so weak he can't stand up straight. And just, like, it's such a brutal battle that, yeah, just ends with them, you know, destroying their arms. And I always had, like, this thought of, you know, it's like, you know, as the series, you know, as it progressed later on, it's just like, well, why does Naruto not use true secret orbs anymore? Why can't he use 6 paths mode? He can use chakra mode, but he can't use 6 paths mode anymore. Then you remember the hand, you know, his sun seal was on the hand that he lost. Same with Sasuke. You know, he can still do, you know, he still has his Rinnegan, which, because the Rinnegan, I don't think actually came from, you know, the Sage of the 6 Paths granting him power. That came from Kabuto putting the Hashirama cells in him, because that just did, you know, what happened with Madara. It's fusing, Asura Chakra with Indra Chakra, and that made Hogoromo Chakra, and maybe, you know, Madara had some side effects when that manifested in him, so at the very least, he probably Hogoromo probably prevented that from happening in him. But that's my thought process, is just sort of like, no, like, literally, Hogoromo did not really give them that much. He gave them those seals just to perform the sealing jutsu on Kaguya, not much else. And yeah, they both blew up the hands that had those markings, so that's why they can't use certain abilities anymore. So, again, there's just so much, and I think we press next. I'm just thinking. Okay, Naruto the last, Sasuke the last, Sakura the last. Yeah, player characters. Oh, Hinata the last. Yeah, just new versions of characters from the last movie, which came out after this, and was announced like several months before the final chapters came out, so it kind of spoiled how the manga was going to end, including seeing the bandages on one of Naruto's arms, but I digress. Jumping into the future. Hey! Stop that! Sorry, I got more stuff to say about, like, Sasuke and everything. So this is what they had to deal with when I was a kid.
Where leaves fall, flames burn. The shadows of the flames illuminate the village. And again, new leaves bloom.
Yeah, the new age. Okay, that's a conversation for another time. Let's just focus on the main series. Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm, the end. Wrapping up that whole storyline. So yeah, as the new generation is fostered, a new will of fire burns, and as the world of Shinobi continues. Unlock new episodes that we've already seen. Story completion 100%. You got Ninja's Treasure all-type packs 5. That's dumb. I hate the Ninja Treasures in this. Anyways, whatever. Almighty. And yeah, just bonds, credits, and then the wrap-up, buds. As our boy eventually did become the 7th Hokage. So proud of him. Okay, anyways. Sorry, I got more to say about, like, Sasuke. There's a lot to talk about because, yeah, Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 4. How was it? It's a, fitting wrap-up to the series. And there's just so much more I want to talk about. Sorry, I should finish my thoughts because I want to keep talking about Sasuke at the very least. Because the thing about Sasuke is that... There's a good picture of our boy. Because the thing about Sasuke, and I kind of touched upon this in my, Storm 3 Let's Play, but, the thing about Sasuke is that, the guy has been manipulated for basically his entire life. And it starts off with, his father. Sorry, because, Sasuke, is just, again, I think it's reduced just like, oh, he's just, the terrorist who just, pushes everyone away. He's an abuser. He's that. And it's just like, well, hold on, because the worst thing he really ever did was kill Danzo, a guy everyone hates. But, and yet, no, a lot of, that's the worst thing he did. And despite attacking and hurting others, the thing about Sasuke is that he is like Cloud Strife from Final Fantasy VII levels of emotionally stunted. But let's start at the beginning. Because we have, his father, who, was going to start a war with the village itself. And so when Sasuke, was trying to impress him, it's just like, I'm learning jutsu, or I can do this, or I'm best in my class. That's not enough for, what was his name? I should actually look up his stupid name. It starts with an F. Fugaku, I think. There's that. Fugaku, okay, I was right. I was thinking of the frog. But yeah, the thing with Fugaku is that, it's just sort of like, the thing is, Sasuke was never good enough because what he didn't need Sasuke to just be the best in his class. He needed him to be another Itachi. You had to be like, as good as the prodigal son of the Uchiha, because I'm going to start a war and I don't want you to die, but you're going to have to pull your own weight. So if, you're going to have to be as strong as Itachi to make this go, in order to survive and make this easier for us. But Sasuke just couldn't do that. And so again, didn't quite get the, that's why I lean on Itachi so much. Fugaku was just more dismissive than anything, which, but again, to stop that war, Itachi did what he did, slaughtering the clan, and then, but, trying to find a way to keep Sasuke safe. And so he goes to Sasuke and says, hate me, channel all of your hate into killing me. And one day, you might. And that was all to make him the hero of, the Uchiha, make him a new hero in the Leaf, start again. And so, when Itachi eventually comes back, and, obviously not all of this was planned out, but when Itachi comes back, well, sorry. So, also, you got Sasuke, who, is now dwelling on that hatred and, makes him push back everyone else so he can, keep training. But you see Naruto, who's just sort of like, he sees the look on his face. He gets it, and to a certain degree, even though he didn't have a family to lose that he knew of, he still felt something was wrong. And seeing somebody like him in so many ways, it made him like gravitate towards him, or at least want to. But, the jealousy of his talent, and Sasuke just being defensive kept pushing them away, which made them more determined to, show each other up, or try to. At least it encouraged Naruto to keep trying, and the fact that he kept trying is what kept Sasuke interested. But then when Itachi comes back, because the Sasuke, was learning, and as, fighting on the bridge against Haku, he's starting to see, wanting to protect Naruto awakens his Sharingan. And then as he keeps going, especially through, the battle with Gaara, and it's like, I couldn't save Sakura, I couldn't really help, I gotta get stronger. And so that's pushing him because he wants to protect his friends. Then Itachi shows up in the village, and, it's like, the person I'm after, my goal is here, and I'm going to take him down. And not only that, he's after Naruto. He's after my friend. I'm going to finally wrap this up. But then Itachi, finds Sasuke, sees that he's got the curse mark, and, it's like, that means Orochimaru's got him. I can't die, or he can't kill me until Orochimaru's influence is gone. I gotta buy time, and I gotta make his resolve gotta make him more determined. And so takes him down, saying it's like, oh, you're not even worth it anymore. I'm more interested in your dumbass friend than you. And so when Sasuke wakes up from his coma after being trounced by Itachi, he just hears like Naruto has gotten so much stronger while he's been knocked out. And, now that, the one person he's trying to, fight and stop has no interest in him, and instead is still interested in, again, this loser. So that just further causes Sasuke to, thrash out. Because despite everything he's trying, again, maybe Sasuke would have gone into a totally different direction if Itachi had shown up a little bit later. But that's not what happened. And so he's battling it out with Naruto. And again, it's like, yeah. But he's seeing how fast Naruto is not only catching up to him, but might even be passing him up. And so then Kakashi comes along, and it's just sort of like, you got to get this thing sorted, And, Kakashi admittedly was not a lot of help to Sasuke. And it's just sort of like, hey, I've got no one left to lose. So, there's a lot more, bad stuff that's probably going to happen. So you got to figure out what you're doing. And again, maybe something would have turned out differently, but then the Sound 4 showed up because they needed Orochimaru needed a new body. And so you got Orochimaru, who is also just sort of like, I need the Uchiha boy because I need a new body and to get stronger. And then with the Sharingan, I'll be even better. And so, yes, he's promising Sasuke power, mainly so he'll have more power when he eventually takes over the body. But it's appealing to Sasuke because that's all his only avenue left to get stronger than Naruto and beat Itachi. And so Sasuke retrieval mission happens. And then despite everything, Naruto fails to stop him, and he ends up with Orochimaru, trains, but eventually takes out Orochimaru before he can steal his body. And then, sorry, I'm bouncing all over the place, because, I say, Sasuke's been manipulated, because he's got very little chance to make his own decisions, because his past's been dictated for him, between Fugaku, Itachi, Orochimaru, and then eventually Itachi again, as Itachi, dies by his hand, quote-unquote, but he doesn't have time to savor in it when he finds out, oh, the reason your brother did all the things he did was because he was, being used by the village. And that's what Toby tells him. And Toby's telling him all that, truncating certain details so he can use Sasuke as a new member of the Akatsuki and make sure his plan kicks off by starting the war. By getting rid of Danzo, trying to take Danzo's Sharingan, which doesn't end up working, but then Sasuke is just being manipulated by Toby. But even despite that, he still cares about Taka, because when they're fighting Killer Bee and everyone's putting, giving their all to try and save him, Karin, getting, attacked, Jugo, reducing his body to nothing, trying to save him, and Suigetsu trying to fend off, a tailed beast so everyone else can escape. And it's like Sasuke wanted to protect them. He saw them as the new Team 7. He was coming around. He had something he cared about. And to the point where Karin, hit with the Amaterasu, that's why Sasuke's flame control is so good, because he, put his eyes on the line to save Karin. And so he, unlike Itachi, who's never, or at least I don't remember, not all Sharingan abilities are, users are the same. Yeah, Itachi can use Amaterasu, but he just allowed it to burn. Sasuke can put it out, he can change how it works, he's got flame control, and he gained that from, trying to stop Killer Bee from killing Taka and saving Karin. And, but then when Danzo when he found, it's like, oh, we got a perfect opportunity to kill Danzo, that's when he relapsed again. It's like, well, this is my only opportunity to get the revenge I want, that I think I need to finally feel better about everything. And so, I'm just looking, there's no good visuals for this because that was last game. And so that all happens again. And when Sakura comes around and tries to kill him, it's just like, well, that settles it. Everyone's given up on me, even her. Who, we'll come back to that. But then, it's like, well, okay, fine. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. Okay, we're going to get Itachi's eyes. I'm going to become stronger. And then I'm going to take just get rid of it all. What's the point? Because Naruto just keeps showing up, and like Naruto said, it's like, I'm not going to be the loser who dies to you, and I'm not going to be the hero that kills you. If push comes to shove, we both will just die if I can't win you over. And, Sasuke is fully willing to go down with that. But then Itachi shows up again. But then Itachi shows up again. And, it's just sort of like, again, it's what Itachi says. It's cutting ahead, when they're fighting Kabuto. It's just like, I've got nothing left to say to you. You've made your decision. There's nothing I can do. I failed. I tried to set up all this stuff so that you would become the hero, to make sure you'd survive. And it didn't work. All my complicated plans failed over and over again. But maybe I never had to do any of that. Maybe if I just told you directly what was happening. Maybe if I just came, told father, I brought you to father and you told, how much could have changed if he had just again, seen Sasuke as his equal. If he had, talked to him, told him what was going on, told him all, what was, ailing him basically. And, if Sasuke confronted Fugaku, maybe he could have changed his mind. Maybe he, it's like how his, conquest would have been his son. And then maybe that could have changed his mind and stopped the coup without, without genjutsu trickery or complete annihilation. But Sasuke, or Itachi, just couldn't put that trust into him, but realized he was wrong. And so the only one who's, not given up on Sasuke at this point has been Naruto. But it's after Itachi says, it's like, I should have approached you, but if I can tell you one truth, it's that I will always love you. And that little bit of honesty really does reach Sasuke, because it's just sort of like, how after everything you did, can you still see the Leaf Village as, you know, why do you still want to protect it? Why do you still care about it after everything you've done? What could a village possibly mean to someone that you'd be determined to do that? And then that's where, you know, this is finally the time where Sasuke has his own volition, where he finally has the moment to think about everything and decide what he wants to do, you know? And so by, summoning Orochimaru and and mainly Orochimaru being interested in seeing, like, I want to see where this path goes. You're different, and I want to see what you think you know. And so by talking to the Hokage, he learns, like, here's how the village started, here's the conflicts that here's who better shinobi should be than his own word. Well, that does decisions. We're here. We don't have to erase the past. We can just create a new future. We can learn from the mistakes of the past and try and do better. But yeah, Sasuke, again, if we just destroy it all, then, we can just move on from that. Because, yeah, it's the ninja world that created these situations, that pushed Itachi to doing what he did. And, again, yeah. So why not let it all burn? Why not let it all get destroyed so we can start anew? Because a true Hokage is the one that, endures the pain of everybody in order to make sure some form of, peace is bubbling from under the surface. Even if it means risking your, sacrificing your entire being in order to do it. But again, that's not what it should be. As, Naruto keeps pushing him, the Hokage is one that protects. It unifies everybody from just on sheer, kindness, understanding, and, support. So sorry, again, Sasuke actually is, like, very complicated, and, it's like, he comes to these conclusions because, it's going to end up longer. I got so much to say. Because, again, like, Sasuke, I feel like, gets reduced, but it's just sort of like, again, the worst thing he ever did was kill Danzo, but, even despite that, because, again, he's being dragged along by all these people between his father, his brother, his master, and, sorry. He's just being dragged along to be, a puppet in the schemes of others, whether he realizes it or not. And when he realizes that, it just makes him more upset because the whole ninja world that's making him, it's the whole ninja world, this whole cycle that's making these people do what they're doing, and he happens to be is just what he cares about. But the more he's pushed, the more he thinks he's got to get rid of that in order to finally achieve his goal of just, like, ending that vicious cycle the shinobi world brings upon itself. But again, it's, his friend that keeps trying to reach out to them, that sees that he's struggling and wants to help him and find a different way that doesn't revolve on him taking on so much hurt all by himself. Again, when Sasuke says he wants to be Hokage, Naruto doesn't make a reaction because he immediately thinks, like, something's up. And, this is the guy who, can sense emotions, He's had a demon of hatred bound to him his whole life. He knows how to feel for it, And so, something's up. And even when Sasuke says, because, again, it wasn't about winning or finally beating him. It was about, convincing him to just not take on everything by himself. Like Itachi told Naruto not to take on the war by himself. You shouldn't have to do things alone because that's what I did, and it led to so many other problems. Don't be like me. Because that's kind of like the interesting thing. Sasuke is trying nothing but to be exactly like his brother, even the bad parts. And Naruto has to, like, be the one to say, it's just like, that's not how you should. You shouldn't do these things alone. we can help you, we can find a different way. Once he has time to himself, he has very little time to make his own decisions. And so when he finally does, and he decides he wants to just like, completely mess up the world, that's because he's been dragged along by, the hated, the unloved, and, and the damned. And so again, he just needs the one guy who kept saying the same thing over and over again, that you're my friend. You don't have to go down this path, and you don't have to do it alone. And so, yeah, sorry, there's a lot. Sasuke, again, I think he gets reduced too much. There's a lot to him, and I think he's actually very interesting. And, yeah, sorry, I'm rambling. I'm seeing a lot of stuff about that. And to be fair, understandably, as I've grown older, I've realized more and more just sort of like, oh yeah, Kishimoto does not know how to write women, like, at all. And it's something he's kind of copped to before, but the depths of it is kind of annoying, because a lot of characters do get reduced by a lot. Like, the best written female character is, Tsunade. Like, I won't say most definitely. It's like, no, it's Tsunade. Because her whole arc, when you first meet her, is actually really interesting. Although she does get reduced to, a sex object for gags, which, it's like, that's not great, but she's still the best we've got. And, some people, and, it's fair for people to say just like, yeah, but that kind of ruins the whole point, though, which fair. And, you kind of got like, oh, much. Yeah, in the first series, and, in the beginning, she's really annoying and, kind of sucks. But, as she grows up, her mind changes, Sorry, it's something I said before. It's like, it's almost like these children have to grow up and understand what their feelings for each other are actually like, and see more of the world and understand to not be in their own bubble. It's almost like these children are growing up throughout the series. And so you got Sakura, who, yeah, gets stronger, is trying really hard, sorry, I'm trying to think of other things to say. It's just like, and compared to everybody else, except for like the exception of like Lee and maybe Tenten, Sakura's the only one who doesn't have like a family. Lee, she kind of worked up, her power herself, just like that perfect chakra concentration that can, power up her physical abilities, destroy everything in her path, and now also being able to use the 100 healings, the Mitonic regeneration. She is basically indestructible. So that's the thing, when people laugh at her when she says, like, I finally caught up to you two, I mean, compared to these two, what they eventually do, it's like, okay, maybe that's a bit of a stretch. She's still easily the strongest kunoichi in the world, well surpassing Tsunade, and well stronger, and well stronger than anybody, almost anyone else besides these two, really. And again, it's because of that, chakra concentration, those wits. She is... And so, and there was also, like, this infatuation that she had with Sasuke, which that's kind of how it always stayed. It was a crush. It was an infatuation, but... Sorry. This is running on way too long. But... despite all that, there was something there she admired in him. That resolve. And again, it was not well developed in the lead up, but there are these subtle things where it's like Sasuke noticed that and has always appreciated Sakura, even though he can't express it. And, it's like the fact that someone cared for him and seemingly, whether it was just a crush for Sakura, it was genuine from her, regardless. And Sasuke could feel that, sincerity, that genuine emotion she felt towards him, honestly reached him. And so when he left the village, again, it's just like, thank you. It's there. Sasuke and Sakura kind of develop an interesting love language, which honestly, again, Kishimoto also is not good at romance, but you know what he is good at? Hindsight. Because things like the Sasuke Retsuden does a lot to for lack of a better word, justify Saku, if you will. But the thing is, their relationship is so cute in that, where it's just sort of like something about them, it just really works. And the fact that Sakura, yeah, kind of still has like this infatuation with him even after years of being married to him is kind of adorable. It's kind of precious. And like Sasuke is, is so grateful to have her in his emotionally stilted emotions, but he has so much he cares about Sakura so much that she just, I think what his thought process is like, you're too good for me. I don't deserve you. And so, because that's kind of like the thing that sorry, that's another thing about Sasuke. It's just sort of like, he realizes he doesn't deserve any of this. He does not deserve the kindness that Naruto has lent to him. He does not deserve Sakura loving him the way she does. And yet they still do it because they care about him. And that's just something he's never really come to terms with. Because as like the series continues, as it goes to Boruto, and it's just like, okay, where, there's so much. He does not deserve what they've done for him, but still appreciates it nonetheless, because it's, the fact that they're still sticking by him, the fact that they're still trying for him means everything to him. So it's like Sasuke does care, he just cannot express it. And that's just like, again, an interesting thing about him. Sorry, I'm bumbling. Is it clear I could like write a whole essay on this guy, like on Sasuke alone? But that's not to say, I've been focusing more on so much on Sasuke. It's like Naruto, the main character himself. And because as the story progressed and, the world carried on, Naruto came into my life when I was at a real low point, and without getting into details really, it's just sort of like I just had no confidence in myself or what I thought was special about me. And then by stumbling upon the very first Ultimate Ninja game on PlayStation 2, and I see this character, and it's just like he tries so hard to get people to acknowledge him, to get people to see him for more than just as a pest. And as I got into the series from that, and like his determination, because it was the game, a couple of episodes of the anime, and then like also Naruto Clash in the Land of Snow, where his big speech near the end of the movie to Koyuki is just like so inspiring. It's just sort of like, you got your dreams and you can't give up on them. There is, a long way, and by never giving up, by always trying, never forsaking your friends, and trying to make the world a better place as you go. It means a lot. It means a lot, because I come back to Naruto as a character as a big inspiration to me, just to try harder, to express myself differently, to, like, just approach who I was in a different way and find a different purpose in this world, which is not as idyllic as the one in this, because as I look around the world and just sort of like, that's a whole nother conversation, but I look at things like go back to Naruto, and I've always had fears of, it's just sort of like, maybe I'm outgrowing the series. Maybe it's time to finally give up on the series. And then I come back to it and I say, no, there is too much here that's good. There is too much here that resonates so much as time goes on. Again, this whole generational story, as it just progresses, just kind of resonates more and more with me as I kind of look back on the old power structures and realize the injustice in basically every system we are forced to live in. And, this helpless feeling of just sort of like the world can't change. There is no peace. There is too many conflicting too much hatred in the world to really fix anything. But I come back to this, and it's just sort of like, words can reach. or Lady Chio, and it's just sort of like, she was a proponent of all the wars that, happened, and she thought it was fine to, like, sacrifice the kids just to, quench her thirst for vengeance against quarrels that happened long ago. But that's not what they deserved. She said, like, we didn't try hard enough to make things, we didn't try hard enough to just stop the fighting. Maybe you can do better. It's passing down the torch to you. It's all about moving on to the next generation and making things better. Of trying to find, taking the past, learning from it, and making a better future through determination, through understanding everyone's emotions and feelings and ideas, and trying to find the correct path and making sure everyone comes out okay. Can convince anybody, and has. And you can look at that and say that's naive, and on one hand, you look out into the world and see certain people in power and like what they think and what they either vehemently believe or at least claim to believe just so they can keep, benefiting from the power structures that they either helped create or have always benefited from. And like Madara, it's just sort of like, we don't have to think about the world. Go to sleep, be unaware of how bad the world is, and it doesn't matter. No, because the world can be fixed. It needs to be fixed for, the next generation. The future has to... the world has to be a good place for everyone. A lot. And sorry, there's so many parallels, but, it's just sort of like... There's just... It can seem bleak, and trust me, it is. I've grown so much so much more nihilistic as I grow older, and despite this being a big inspiration, it's just sort of like, yeah, Naruto is like, despite all the hardships, that is the idyllic version of things where everything eventually works out. Well, even in, as the series continued in Boruto, tension still rose up again. There are still conflicts. This makes it seem like, the peace lasted forever, but that wasn't quite true. But it's not that it can't be maintained. There's always going to be hardships, but it doesn't have to be painful. Because that's also something Tomo and, his brother Hamura dealing with Kaguya when she, sorry, but focusing on that. But you got Hogoromo, and his whole thing is just like going around. It's just sort of like, yeah, he's godly. He's got powers to do anything, and yet he still builds stuff by hand. He still teaches people, to, work for themselves, because hardships are important for life. Hardships can build character, but hardship is a very different thing from trauma, from anguish. There's always going to be problems, but we don't have to let them get worse. We don't have to let them just scar everybody. Everyone has the ability to deal with, not deal with it, but, again, hardships is one thing, the trauma. I'm trying to think of the best way to phrase it, but I'm trying to remember how actually in Critical Role, Caduceus Clay said it. Where it's just sort of like, it's not pain that makes people, that just leaves scars that need to be fixed. It's love that makes people, because then they know what they got something to protect. They got things they care about. And that's kind of what it feels like. It's just like, again, pain does not, well, we even got a character for that. Literally Nagato and his, pain does not create a better world. Hardships can be a part of a better one, and love and understanding is what's going to create a brighter future for the next generation. Okay, I know I'm all over the place. I'm rambling. This has gone on basically what I want to say. Coming back to it every bit along the way is just sort of like, there's so much here. People have really turned on it, just like, oh, Naruto is really overrated. It's dumb. It's bad. It's not as good as Jujutsu Kaisen. And I don't mean that dismissively. I've not seen Jujutsu Kaisen, so I can't make a educated, proclamation about that. But Naruto is still my favorite anime and manga series because it just means so much to me from, you know, helping me change as a person and me wanting to be better and just having so much insight that, you know, it feels more resonant as time goes on, and it just makes me want to try and make a better world, which I have limited capabilities, so I don't know what I can really do. I still try to be a good person. I'll change them or not. At the very least, I don't have to be someone else's problem. I can try and be the best I can as a force of good and hope that I can at least change somebody along the way to help, you know, be one step at a time, can be that thing that connects people to make the world a better place. That might sound like I'm bigging myself up as if I've done much, but, you know, that's at least what I want to aspire to be. Again, that connecting bridge to, you know, bring people together, to create a better future. Anyways, sorry, again, I've got so much more to say. I got more to say. There's so much I still want to discuss, but I think that kind of sums it up because, yeah, there's a lot. But yeah, for that, that's the end of the story mode. And, you know, our boy achieved his mission, not by force. And now he's trying to do what he can to make the world better. But anyways, and then the story continues with the next generation, which Boruto's another whole contentious thing. I really like it, honestly, but we'll get there. But for now, that's a wrap. Yeah. I'm trying to think of what else to say, but I think I've said it all, because I could say even more. But, you know, it's like, it's the connections with other people that, you know, will make the world a better place. And when we come back, it's going to be the connections that, you know, it's the connections that all these characters share that bring everyone together. And that will hopefully make, you know, a true peace last in the world. Sorry I was rambling. Sorry I've been rambling, because that's how it felt the first time. And kind of like, you know, talking about this, finishing this game, and discussing all this is just sort of like, it's over. At least this really important story to me is. Well, in this case, as it did continue, the story is over. The story isn't over, but he's not the focus anymore. Our boy did everything he could, and he achieved a lot. And I'm glad to have been on the road, and I hope the road continues on, and we'll see. I don't know. I'm trying to think of a good tagline to wrap it up, and I got nothing. Maybe the true bonds were the friends we made along the way, which is not inaccurate. Whoops. But, okay, anyways, I should just wrap up. I'm tired, but, you know, I don't know what else to say. Sorry, I'm bumbling. But yeah, it's a wrap on this series that is near and dear to me. And I hope I've made some sense, and I hope you at least understand where I'm coming from. So, with that all being said, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like and subscribe and all that. This is Timmara, signing off. And thank you for watching me play Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm 4.